We can go places and Netflix and chill. We can go places and hook up. What you don't know is that every time you hook up, you are joining to that person physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And it's supposed to be something that's never broken apart. And so that's why when you just hook up with that person and you rip it away, they always take a piece of you. Because it was supposed to be a bond that was only done with one person one time. And so if you're hooking up with them and you rip away, and then you hook up with them and you rip away, you will never be everything God called you to be, because people are walking around with pieces of you. When God wanted a man and a woman to be connected, it was because they were supposed to be the one they were connected with for life. And I know society says you only live once, YOLO. No, believers, we live twice. And what we do down here matters.
So why do it? Why forgive? It can't heal you. It won't save you or the other person. It can't make you a good person, at least not all by itself, because that's not what forgiveness is designed to do. Forgiveness is designed to set you free. When you say I forgive you, what you're really saying is, I know what you did. It's not okay, but I recognize that you are more than that. I don't want to hold us captive to this thing anymore. I can heal myself, and I don't need anything from you.
You love video games? How do you get on a Twitch team one day? You practice. But I don't think everybody's parents and guardians and grandparents want them to play 9 hours worth of video games. I think you should play 13 hours a night of Fortnite. But you can't be delusional. A bunch of you right now think you're gonna be in the league, and you're not, because you're not that good. Optimism's important, but delusion is dangerous. Too many people sitting here thinking they're gonna win a lottery ticket when it doesn't play out that way. So not only do you have to figure out what you're passionate about and what you love, but you have to figure out if you're actually good at it. I understand it's fun to play Fortnite for 15 hours a day, but unless you're gonna be a professional Fortnite player, it would be a waste of time.
Advice for a young man.
To understand that he's a young man and he has a shitload of time, his behavior should be predicated on the fact that he lives for 80 more years, not 8 more weeks. I've been noticing a lot of 30, 40, 50-year-olds saying, what about me? What about you? You have 30, 40 more years. Of course you have to assume that you could get hit by a bus tomorrow, but the truth is, if you really thought that, you would be so rogue. Do you know if somebody told me I'd die in 2 days, I would go off the deep end. I would do the craziest shit of all time. I'd definitely run naked on the football field today at the Jets game. That's for damn sure.
It took me 20 years to get rich, and I could have done it in 5 years if I'd followed these 2 simple rules a little bit earlier. First of all, accept that you're living in a system that wants to trap you and make you almost a battery for that system. So anything monthly is always the beginnings of a trap. Mortgage, debt, don't get into these things. Key, stay away from the system. And 2, learn to buy time, not sell time. If you do this, you will be successful. Try it. No debt, buy time, don't sell time.
The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is, if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
Alexa has the potential to kill Google. Google's biggest concern in the world is Amazon, because the next search engine is voice, and Alexa's ahead. 1 in every 4 searches on Google is done by voice. 1 in every 4 searches on Google in a mobile device is done by voice. Notice how even the way I said it, I don't even believe in a desktop world anymore. I think an amazing thing for entrepreneurs to build is a very strong voice device algorithm, because the speaker is a commodity. Every home is going to be built with this, right? It's the algorithm of capturing your voice. You know, when is it your voice? When is it my? Like, there's a lot of science behind this from the speaker technology. I don't think anybody who's a major internet company can live without having a major voice strategy. I think we're going to be at dinner. We're going to say a couple things. Not only are we going to debate it, we're going to eat. Think about how fun this is. We're eating. Should we go to Ibiza? Alexa, Google, Apple, Samsung. Tell us about Ibiza. Literally, over the course of that dinner, we'll be educated about 5 places. Tell me about the Amalfi Coast, tell me about we'll be educated, we'll decide, and then we'll say, Alexa, book it. And then somebody, whether it's booking or traveler, or maybe your company, has the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego app that really understands regions, and you're the one they downloaded as the app to give them travel information. You can own that. Guinness owned world records. Michelin Tire Company owns restaurant reviews. Why can't you own travel information? Whoever is closest to the customer wins. The reason I tend to win is I'm spending time just on what consumers are doing, almost all of it. You have to build brand and a direct relationship with the consumer, or you're just a commodity, you're just a bed.
It's okay to be a man.
It's not okay, it's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. They work themselves to death, and often literally. The gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. Social justice bent, who are among the most protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works. A little gratitude for that is in order. It's useful to tell everyone, not just men, that they have an important role to play, a necessary role, and that if they act properly and honestly and forthrightly, that they can put their lives together and they can help their families and they can make their communities better, and that that's not toxic masculinity, that appalling phrase. It's what keeps the world going round. Start improving my life. Someone might say that. And I would say, well, you're not aiming low enough. There's something you could do that you are regarding as trivial, that you could do, that you would do, that would result in an actual improvement. But it's not a big enough improvement for you, so you won't lower yourself enough to take the opportunity.
Incremental steps.
Like if you haven't bench pressed before, you don't put 400 pounds on the damn bar and drop the bar through your skull.
Every single morning at 5:30 on the dot, my phone would ring. I pick up the phone. Hello. Steve, this is John Walker. How you doing, man? It's gonna be a great day. How you feeling? Yeah, John, I'm asleep, man. Hey, man, it's gonna be a great day. And he'd hang up. 37 days. Then one day, the 38th day, he said, man, can I ask you something? I said, yeah, John. He said, why do you answer the phone like that in the morning? I said, what are you talking about? He said, every time I call you, I've called you 37 days in a row, and you keep answering the phone like something's wrong. He said, when you wake up in the morning, man, you got a bad attitude, which pretty much explains why you've been having a lot of bad days.